You're a demon, apparently. Chapter 10. Starlight filled your vision. Not from the bear's hide, but that dream again. Was it a dream? It didn't even matter. You hoped that Discord wasn't going to show up again. His brand of bullshit wasn't something that you were in the mood for right now. You weren't even sure if you were going to wake up again. If you were being honest with yourself, you weren't sure if you wanted to. Why would you? What did you have left? A world that has gone out of its way to show you that it hated your guts? The residents, the animals, even the weather itself has taken shots at you. In a way, you were impressed that you had made it this long. Out of everything, a sad, sorry, and sweet unicorn named Amber Gaze was the only thing that had gone right. Even if she had trouble grasping the fact that you weren't what she thought you were. And now, was she even still alive? Without her, was there any point in trying to go on? You saw a light. Your life was nothing if not a cliche, it seemed. Oh well. Whatever. Not like it even mattered.
But what if Amber is alright?
A voice echoed around you. Was that Discord? No. No, it was softer. Kinder and concerned. You tried to find the voice's source, but you saw nothing, and the question it posed hung in the air like a fog, causing you to pause. If Amber was okay, or at least had a chance of recovering, didn't you owe it to her to be there? She got hurt trying to help you, and if you just abandoned her like this, then that'd make you kind of a douchebag. So, with that thought, you felt yourself being jerked away from the light, hurtling towards the starry expanse, into seeming nothingness. You woke up with a start in a strange place. You found yourself laying on a bed, and sure, it was made of straw and it poked you in several places, but it was the most comfortable thing you've laid on since you got here. Hell, it was probably better than an old mattress that you had back home. Speaking of home, you wondered whose you were in right now. Various masks covered the wooden walls, giving the place a slightly creepy feel. You shifted slightly and winced against the waves of pain that shot through your body in protest. Right. Broken bones. Probably internal bleeding too. Movement is not my friend right now. You scolded yourself. A raspy breath drew your attention to the other side of the room. There was another bed in a nook similar to yours, with a form covered in bandages. It was Amber. To hell with fucking bones. You forced yourself to move against the pain and managed to move out of the bed. Sadly, you didn't manage to get onto your feet under you, and you hit the floor hard. It felt like your entire body was on fire, and almost passed out again. But somehow, you successfully fought to stay conscious. Okay, not the best start, you wheezed. Just to get over. You stopped as you realized the task that you had before you. To get to Amber, you had to cross the width of the hut. Now, normally that wouldn't be a problem, but unfortunately, despite your best efforts, you couldn't seem to get your legs to work for you. Well, wouldn't it just be my legs that get paralyzed? I wonder if Horseyland has wheelchairs. Minutes passed like hours as you crawled across the floor. Several times, the pain became too intense and forced you to stop and rest. You surprised yourself with the progress that you made. Either you had more stamina than you had thought, or you were just insanely stubborn. Or stupid. Or all of them. Whatever the reason, you had to get to Amber. You had to know if she was alright. You had made it about a fourth of the way across the room when you heard the sound of hooves hitting the dirt outside. You froze, and briefly considered trying to make it back to the bed. Although, it wasn't like you could. It had taken a considerable amount of time and effort to make it this far, and there was no way they could make it back anytime soon. The wooden door swung open, revealing a hooded figure that had saved you from the Ursa Minor. It seemed to stare at you, and as best as you could tell, it was surprised at the scene. Slowly it raised a hoof and lowered its hood. It was a zebra, with a mohawk, and with a lot of gold rings on its neck and forelegs. It looked like a stereotype that would get you kicked off of Twitter in an instant.
Awake already, I am surprised. I thought it would be days before you finally rised.
It intoned a sing-song rhyme that could have not been an accident. It dropped a saddlebag that it was carrying and moved towards you. Unsure of its attention, you tried to move away, but you were stopped by an intense wave of pain.
Your will is admirable. That much is true, but I do not think that is a smart thing to do.
It remarked, as it picked you up as gently as it could. The strength displayed by a relatively small creature surprised you. Despite your apprehension, you didn't have the strength to fight against being moved back to the bed. You were helped to lay down, and she began mashing some plants in a bowl with a hoof. Who are you? You forced between labored breaths.
My name is Zecora, a fair Everfree.
she replied as she raised the bowl to your lips.
Drink this and you'll feel better. You'll see.
Drinking a seemingly random assortment of plants made by a weird rhyming, seriously, what was with that, zebra, wasn't something you were eager to trust. On the other hand, you had been unconscious in her home for God knows how long, so if she was gonna off you, she could have done it much earlier. So, you took a tentative sip and almost gagged. It was probably the most bitter thing that you had ever had the misfortune of having in your mouth. Zecora frowned and licked a bit of leftover paste from her hoof.
Strange. To me it seems fine, though I guess all are different, so drink up and try not to whine,
she remarked and forced the bowl back into your mouth. You wanted nothing more than to not drink the foul brew, but it was that or drown in the stuff, and you were not going down like that after everything you've survived thus far. It was an ordeal, but you made it through. Somehow.
See now? That wasn't so bad. Now just let the brew do its work, and soon you'll be glad,
the zebra chirped. As you waited for something, you let your eyes wander. Seriously, what was with all the masks here? Creepy-ass witch doctor rhyming zebra interior decoration? You hoped that it wouldn't spook Amber too bad when she— Amber! You shriek as he bolted upright. Is she okay? Zecora locked eyes with you, her gaze serious and filled with concern.
I can't do much, but I have limits, I'm afraid.
She looked over to Amber's still form and sighed.
Her wounds are too great. She needs medical aid.
Great. And I guess there's no doctor anywhere near here, right? Just my luck. The zebra cocked her head.
No. There is one nearby with excellent facilities, and I'm sure they can help your friend with all of their abilities.
Wait, then why is she still here? Why haven't you taken her there? She poked her head with her hoof, which threatened to knock you over.
That is why. I cannot leave you alone. Leaving one so weak by themselves I cannot condone. When I found you, I cared not how you look, but ponies' nerves are easily shook. So until you are well, here we shall stay, and do not argue, I will not change my way.
She paused to look you over.
Although, with how quickly your pain's been relieved, that time may be sooner than I have conceived.
After a moment, you realized what she meant. You were sitting upright in the bed when the simple act of moving had been nearly overwhelming minutes before. There was still pain, but it was far less than before. Despite that and a general sense of weariness, you felt leagues better than you had when you first woke up. What was that?
The forest has herbs that help heal, but that does not mean that you are through your ordeal. The herbs ease pain, but your bones have not set. Don't push too far, because you will lose that bet.
Huh. You say as you eased back into the bed. You studied your impromptu doctor for a long moment. You really don't care about how I look? Like, you're not afraid of me? Zecora shook her head.
I am not one to judge by appearance or creed, at least not without cause. Although I do admit that you did give me pause.
I don't blame you. You hacked a laugh. Believe it or not, I'm not even from this world. Some asshat ripped me across space and time, and he even got it wrong. He wanted a demon to kick off some grand takeover scheme, but he got me. A human. A powerless, worthless human. The zebra studied you for a moment.
I know nothing of humans. I have not seen one before.
She laughed.
But it is a stretch to believe that you're such a creature of yore.
You looked over to your bandaged friend. Yeah. I'm not sure why she stays with me. I brought her nothing but trouble, and now I almost got her killed. Maybe it would have been better if I'd never even got here. Zecora didn't reply. She stared into space, deep in thought. After a while, she opened her eyes.
When I found her, her back was scarred badly. And I think I recognized the shapes, sadly.
She placed a hoof on her shoulder.
You saved her from a cruel master's lash. That means a lot to her. So don't be so rash.
Yeah, things were kinda shitty for her when I got here, and if she'd wanted to leave, she could've at any time. As she trotted towards the door, Zecora smiled.
Don't make more problems, because it will make you feel even worse.
After a pause, she smirked.
Although, perhaps not as bad as an Ursa Major would, of course.
Ursa Major?
Oh yes, minors are the young of its kind. Had you met a major, its mother, there wouldn't be much to find.
Huh. Wait, so that thing was a baby? Kinda funny and really nice to read through this fic and remember some old references of the show. But just with this one having its own Anon-esque twists, if you will. Now let's get on to our intelligent donators. Top donators Dash of Evergreen, Peter Coulthard, J Tinman, Darkside, and Ponyman. CourierCruz CI, Strix, Zar630, Narwhals, Delta Omega, RuneScythe9852, Dospo, Ronnie Dragonwolf, Hunter Norman, Austin Rowland, Secret Moon, Tall Rasha, The Toilet Snake, Sword Brethren Mordred, Ron and Wandering, Endrai63, Random Person Man Guy, Easy, Jack Kedge, Starlight Glimmer, Squiddy Boy, David E. Sanchez, Soul Dragon, Gaggy, Trey, Shadow Drake, Joe Piercy, Alex F., Rainbow Dash, Teal'c Anderson, TV Killer, John Becker, Leon Reynolds, Zecora, Mr. ECU, Leslie Prickett, Edgar Garcia, One Kingdom 1, Nissa Rusan, Fazuri, Dyslexic Character Sheets, and Just a Random Boy. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and live life to the fullest.